no te van a hacer nada porque esto es temporario y empieza a $18 a $20. Y para más información de esta posición puedes ir a eaglecounty.us para más información. Y eso es todo, familia. Gracias por estando conmigo para el informe del día. Los quiero mucho. Si tienen preguntas, pueden ir y contactarme para más. No se olviden de nuestras redes sociales y como siempre, que tengan una semana fantástica. Las quiero, familia. Adiós. Chao.
You're watching K34QB, Vail.
Welcome to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here to bring you so many wonderful interviews and so many different things to inspire you to maybe do some self-care. We're going to kick our morning off where we're talking about why it's important to know the insurance policy that you have with Cornerstone Insurance. We're going to step into the kitchen. We're going to make some delicious bagels. Then we're going to talk about some great massages and cupping that you can do with Inspiring Thai. We've got a great show in store for you, so make sure that you stay tuned for the next hour of Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on 92? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives. And our expanded Spanish programming block. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website, tv8vail.com.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging on to our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. It's really important that you know what insurance policy you have as you're making your way through your business. Well, I had a chance to talk to Tony Martinez from Cornerstone Insurance to give you all of that wonderful information. Let's hear what he has to say.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Now, we've just talked about all the great resources that your business has here in our community, but do you know the insurance coverage that your business has? And if it's the right one for you, well, then we've got Tony Martinez joining us to give us some more information. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, you work for Cornerstone Insurance, and you guys really cover everything that a business might need throughout. So let's talk a little bit about why people could be going wrong with their current insurance policy.
Yeah, we insure businesses, as you mentioned, and we insure pretty much everything across the board. Mostly focused on the hospitality space and contractor space because that's what our valley sees the most of. But many times a business owner will go out there and they'll try to do it online and they'll just try to find the cheapest insurance cost that they can. But the more they save, the less coverage they get. So sometimes they may not get the right coverage, especially if they do it themselves.
Which is really important because when you find yourself in one of those situations where your insurance would really come in handy, you're going to be sad that you went with the cheaper option.
You're going to be very heartbroken, yes.
Yeah.
When you get the letter from the adjuster that says that's not covered, that's not fun.
That's not fun. And so if people are interested in maybe having a deep dive into their policy to see exactly what's covered, is that something that you can help them with as they then want to transition to be insured through you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think it's important for any business owner to really get to know their insurance agent, whomever that may be, because insurance is really technical and it's very, very specific as far as what's covered, what may not be covered. And so once you get to know your insurance agent really well, they should be asking you a lot of questions about your business, what you do. They should be coming to your business. They should be in your business working with you just to come and observe, just to see what those risks are, because a lot of times they may not recognize something as a risk where somebody could get injured or, you know, we live in a ski community. Somebody might come in and they could slip on the floor in their ski boots. It happens all the time. Who's liable at that point, right?
Right, which is something that is so terrifying to think about. And now that we're putting away the ski boots, this is something you can release for a little while, a few months of stress-free on that front.
Yep.
But it is something that businesses do need to think about, and especially if they've got the beautiful hardwood floors or the cobblestone floors that we see so frequently.
Yeah.
So what's the first step for a business to start working with you guys?
Well, realistically, it's just reaching out to us and giving us a call or finding us online at our website. Just give us a shout. We're not pushy salespeople. It's not what we do. Our job is to get to know you, as I mentioned, and learn about your business, which is really fascinating because we get to learn about so many different types of industries, and it's really fun to be able to understand a person's business plan. And many times we've talked before about where, you know, maybe a young entrepreneur is gung-ho for their business, but then they don't realize that they have employees, they need workers' compensation, they don't have auto insurance that's appropriate for their car or their vehicle. So first step is just give us a call and we'll sit down and have a conversation over a cup of coffee or whatever.
Which is something, the auto insurance, that's something that I had never thought about until I was like, all of these hotels have buses with drivers.
Yes.
And how do you keep everyone on those buses safe?
That's a great question. You know, you need to be doing background checks on your drivers. You probably don't want drivers that have a lot of accidents in their history or speeding tickets or things of that nature, because many times if a driver has that type of background, the insurance company could very easily say, we're not going to cover that driver. So anybody that's in that vehicle at that time may not be covered.
Now, what are circumstances that you see pretty commonly here that people don't understand would be covered by your insurance?
Well, so I would say the biggest thing that we see is the workers' compensation. Many times somebody will start a new business and they'll have the first employee starting on a Tuesday or a Monday or whatever day, and they forget that they have to have the workers' compensation insurance. And so last minute they're calling us because it's state law to have it. And many times they'll say, well, my employee started on Monday and today's Friday. So if something happened during that time frame, that business owner is really quite liable. I mean, the state's going to come in and help, but the business owner is going to get fined, penalized, and likely probably out of business pretty quick. So medical bills can rack up really fast.
Yeah, they can. And so that right there is a piece of advice that could help save someone's local business just by knowing that tidbit. And this is why having an insurance broker who knows the ins and outs is so important for our young entrepreneurs out there. Yeah,
for sure. You know, a lot of times insurance agents are new in the industry, and so they haven't had the life experience. Fortunately, I've spent most of my career in hotels and restaurants working as a former chef and restaurant owner, so I understand some of the risks that come with that. And moving into the risk and financial management side of things, we see a lot of things wrong, especially in restaurants, where somebody might be standing on a milk crate to reach something on a high shelf, and a milk crate, as you probably can imagine, is not an OSHA-approved step stool by any stretch of the imagination, and they're definitely not stable. I myself have fallen off of a milk crate once before, so you have to watch out for those little things. And you know, going to Home Depot and buying a little step stool to put in your stock room or whatever, so somebody could reach that top shelf, especially in your liquor cabinet and where you're storing your liquor, because it's all glass mostly, right? Somebody falls, broken glass, lacerations, injury. It's not good. It's not good.
It just really can become very messy very quickly, in more sense of just the glass breaking everywhere, but then the financial aspect of it. Now, as people are maybe hearing this, they're getting more intrigued. What are some other things that they can expect if they have the wrong insurance right now and they want to switch to that right insurance?
Again, I think it just starts with a conversation, you know, sitting down and getting to know their business and what is involved with their business is really important, because to be able to insure it properly, you really need to understand what's going on in that business. So, and our job isn't to come in and tell you all the things that you're doing wrong and have you expect to pay a lot more in insurance costs. But many times we'll be able to point out areas where it's a simple, quick, easy fix. Maybe put a carpet down, or as I mentioned, a step stool, just to protect your patrons, to protect your employees. You know, in the kitchen, having a kitchen that's laid out properly so that you don't start a deep fryer fire, which could be a problem. So just being able to go in and look at all those different aspects and saying, hey, maybe we should look at doing something different with how this is configured, and what if we changed it, and what does that look like? So,
and just so people maybe have a better idea, what are the parameters around business insurance? What do you actually cover? Just kind of that workman's comp, or what are the other advantages to having it?
You know, most times if you are leasing a space, you're going to have to be required to carry certain levels of insurance to protect the building itself. So we work for companies that help protect with fire, that help protect from burns, that help from broken glass. You know, if somebody's behind the bar, again, if the building were to catch fire, you know, who's responsible? Sometimes the sprinkler system might freeze and break. We see that a lot here in the mountains, where the sprinkler system breaks. Now you have a water feature in your restaurant that you weren't aware of when you left the night before, and we've seen that a lot. And so, you know, being able to come in, clean the water, restore it, get it back up and running within 72 hours is usually about the right time frame. But so we work very closely in trying to protect from those types of things as well.
Which is important, because sometimes when people hear the word insurance costs, it makes their stomach just turn inside out. But this is a great way to just do your one-stop shop, get everything that you need in one place, and that way they're nice and protected.
Yeah, and again, you know, like I said, we sit down, we spend a lot of time with the business owners or the management team to make sure that they have the right coverage for what they're doing, and making sure that things are protected properly in the event of a loss. Because again, right now we're seeing with the weather that we're having here in the Vail Valley, we've got outdoor flower nurseries that could potentially lose all of their inventory because of snow and frost and freezing, right? So making sure they have the right way to be able to bring those flowers inside at night or otherwise. So it's just having those conversations and being there when something happens, because it's not if, it's when. But when something happens, being able to go and be face-to-face and help that person through the process of getting that claim covered.
Now, if people are interested in working with you, how's the best way for them to be in contact?
Our website, cifgrp.com, or Cornerstone Insurance and Financial Group. And by the way, we're hiring, so we're growing, we're expanding across the country right now. And so we're growing here as well. And so we are looking to hire an admin person. I thought I'd get a plug in there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
of course, I love it.
But give us a call at our website, or look us up on our website, or give us a call, 970-370-7014. And we'll take the time, sit down and go through things with you and take a look at what you have and make sure you have the right coverage. And if not, we'll make suggestions. And if you do, then great. We just say, perfect, you're covered, you're good. Keep going with what you're doing.
Tony, thank you so much for taking the time to be here, give us all this great information, and thank you for all that you do to help keep our community safe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Make sure that if your business has the wrong insurance, that you look into the right insurance with the Cornerstone Insurance and Financial Group, because they've got you covered. Or if you're looking for a new career, well, then this is a great stop to look as well. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
And the songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
Descubre Conecta en Vivo, tu fuente de programación en español las 24 horas del día, los 7 días de la semana. Desde recetas deliciosas hasta la información más reciente, Conecta en Vivo es una transmisión digital que tiene todo lo que necesitas para mantenerte conectado con la comunidad regional de Vail y Park City. Disfruta en cualquier dispositivo con conexión a internet visitando tv8vail.com o parkcity.tv. Conecta en Vivo, tu ventana a la programación en español en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point of this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
Good morning, Vail.
Self-care in the summertime is so important, and a great way to do that is to take care of your muscles and your joints. And another great way to do that is massaging and cupping, and we're going to introduce you to a great place to do so with Inspired by Ty.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I don't want to bring bad news with the season ending, but you know, wellness is so important in recovery, especially after being out on the slopes all season long. I've got Christy Samuelson of Inspired by Ty here to talk all about her services and what she offers. Christy, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. So you offer so many incredible services. You've got Inspired by Thai, so mobile Thai massage, which is traditional Thai, and then you also are offering cupping. So how important is it to be doing these things throughout the ski season and beyond?
100%. Let's get to closing day safely in one piece. Yeah, my background is athletic training, actually, bachelor's degree, and then I got into massage therapy just because I wanted to help athletes. So this is the perfect area. Everyone is working hard, playing harder, and we're just trying to get through, you know, the end of the season without an injury. I know about 3 people out right now with knee injuries.
Oh boy.
So, you know, yeah, so you'll see there's a picture of me actually cupping my own knee after skiing with some ice cubes in the cup. So I was doing some cryotherapy along the ridge, the medial aspect of my knee, just to reduce the swelling and to get the pain to settle down.
That's incredible. So I guess you offer traditional Thai massage, and I'd love to kind of address that, but let's talk about cupping. So this is your latest service, and it's a piece that people are really into right now. So talk to me about what it is. You mentioned cryotherapy on your own knee. So what is cupping? What does it do?
So cupping, so we have a couple of the different silicone cups. We've got the small to medium to large to extra large, and depending on the body type and the part, we'll use a different size cup. It is a ancient form of modality, like the most ancient form of healing back in the day in Thailand and China, Greece even. So they have flash cupping, static cupping, movement. So sometimes when you see those discolorations and the markings, that is the skin reaction to after a session.
Wow.
So you can see there's some healthy tissue being pulled, and so you're pulling the fascia and the skin and the muscle into the cup, so it's a negative pressure.
So it essentially separates the layers of skin.
Exactly. And so then we start to get into more moderate to severe stagnation, so that gives me a clue and tells me where, again, the body may be feeling some congestion and where to work in that area. And then to move the lymph as well. So we've got a lot of lymph drainage that we do with the cups as far as really gentle movement. A lot of people feel like they don't want the discoloration. I personally think it's a rite of passage that you are taking care of yourself, you're doing some self-care. Michael Phelps made it, you know, popular in the Olympics. Gwyneth Paltrow has walked the red carpet with these markings after, and they only last like 2 to 3 days, depending on how significant the stagnation is in that area.
Well, that's so true. You know, like I think I used to see people with these red round marks on their bodies, you know, before it became a known service, and so I always wondered what it was. So talk to me a little bit about the health benefits. So what does it do? You mentioned a little bit of the lymphatic drainage, but what else does it do?
So it'll increase blood flow to the area and decrease your pain. So there's like, again, sometimes we call it a pin and stretch. So we're moving in one direction and we're working on the other direction. So it's like the brain, in typical massage therapy, and you do deep tissue massage and you're pressing in that area, a lot of times people are used to that and they know it's coming, and then they're flinching a little bit more internally. So this actually tricks the body and the nervous system to release in a different way.
Great.
Which I love.
Yeah, so you mentioned there's static and there's movement cupping. So what are the differences and what does it do?
So for example, like if on my knee, you know, I might just, you know, suction, plop, put the cup here, or I kind of have suctioned it and now I've started to pull just very gently up and down that line and do some like little circles, lymph drainage, follow the tissue line as far as for the quads, and up and up and up, and get the lymph moving and draining. So another benefit is for women that we love, you might see a decrease in cellulite.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's awesome. And so also it works well with scarring, doesn't it?
Correct.
So how does that help with the scarring tissue?
So it just, again, is going to break up that scar tissue, again, with that increase of blood flow coming to the surface, and that's when you start seeing those markings. And just that little gentle bit of movement, again, it's like a cross fiber friction with an uplifting motion.
That's great. So how did you decide to get into cupping outside of your Thai massage services?
I had a very good private client in the hockey industry who loved cupping, and I was working on him regularly, and I decided to just go to the next level and take additional training, and it has enhanced my career so much. I've got local athletes. A shout out to our friend Corey Crane.
We love Corey
We
Crane.
love Corey Crane here. You know, after she did the Leadville 100, I was just so inspired by her story. So I said, I need to get my hands on you and try some cupping on her legs for recovery. I've got a lot of different other athletes in different realms, football, NFL players that come in town and in the off season love this modality. We're getting into baseball right now. So yeah, athletes love it of all realms.
Yeah, it's great. So you and I were talking off camera a bit about what cupping does. So what we've seen is people are usually like laying on a table or you're handling it that way, but you can also do this while you're moving.
Correct.
So talk to me about that.
So I've experimented with lots of things at home, off camera. And so I'll even do like a pattern on my chest in the morning when I'm meditating, and I'll have it there for 8 to 10 minutes. But as well as for my knee recovery, I've done medial lateral cups up the quad and do some lunges as far as for my strength training and rehab now with my knee, my meniscus thing going on there. And also, it's called yupping. So it's yoga meets cupping.
Okay.
So we're very excited to have Kevin on the next segment. Be careful, Kevin, that might mark your forehead. And there's facial cupping as well, where we can do some facial cupping, make you look so many years younger. But I'm really excited to bring some cupping to different areas. So maybe we can do cupping in the park this summer with some movement.
Yeah.
The IT band, some lateral movements, and just again, get people more exposed to that. It can be spicy. It can feel a little different. But the benefits are so worth it.
And that helps because it's stimulating blood flow, and you want blood flow in your muscles while you're moving. And so it definitely just helps with recovery or with
100%.
building or whatever it is. I love that. Now, what people didn't see is that Kevin was trying out the cups behind the camera. So if we were wondering what was going on there. But so outside of this, would you say this is probably one of your more popular services right now?
It is actually, and my clients are calling it mupping because they still love my massage, but they want to try the cupping, so we do a hybrid. So I also have a Chinese set, which is a vacuum seal.
Okay.
And we can put those on the back, so more for stationary and or movement. And again, like the facial patterning, like this is our facial kind of routine.
So does it, when you do it on your face, does it leave bruising in the same way?
No,
Okay,
that's why
great.
I'm very concerned over there.
Oh, it's worse.
It could. It could. So especially like the temples, you don't want to watch a YouTube or TikTok video and just place a cup on your temples and think you're going to like look like Kim Kardashian again, or do a duck face cup on your lips, and next thing you know, it's like you've got this purple hickey bruising as you're trying to go out to dinner.
In other words, don't try it at home.
Don't try it at
Call
home.
Christy if you want to have your facial cupping done.
Absolutely. I can guarantee you'll look a little younger. I'm not going to say how much younger, but you will look younger and uplifted. And it's it's a nice little amenity to add to your routine.
That's true. I can feel myself like already smiling and lifting up because I'm just anticipating. So this is wonderful.
Awesome.
So Christy, where can we go for more information to follow along to get your services and just connect?
So social media, I have a presence inspired by Ty on Instagram or Facebook. You can reach out to me directly, Instagram that way again, or send me a DM. And you'll see some more pictures of cupping there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to try it out. You know, I've been a little bit wary, but now that I've had this conversation.
Well, we made a commitment to each other off camera too.
We
so
did.
should we announce it?
No, not yet. Not fully committed. But no, I'm definitely excited to try it out. And you know, I think you've kind of broken down my hesitation about trying it. So appreciate all that you do.
I love it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for serving the community.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure. Now we've got a bit more left on the show. We'll be right back after this short break.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know owning an air fryer means that your possibilities for cooking are endless? Well, we're going to step into the kitchen and we're going to show you how you can make bagels with your air fryer at home that are absolutely delicious. Let's go into the kitchen.
You know, it is a morning, which means we're having coffees and bagels. Yeah. Just kidding, we're gonna make the bagels here in the kitchen.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good one. I love a good bagel, but you know, I always don't love how heavy it is. Yeah. So I always look for healthier alternatives to things. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest 2 ingredient, well, technically 3 if you count the salt, but a 3 ingredient bagel.
Awesome.
Yeah, so are you a big bagel guy?
Yeah, I love the versatility of bagels.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What do you like to put on it? What's your favorite topping?
Usually cream cheese or make a sandwich out of a bagel, like a bagel sandwich, a nice bacon, egg, and cheese or something.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
It's so
just
good.
The versatility of a bagel.
Same. I love it too. My mom grew up in New York, and so I've grown up on New York style bagels. Nice. But this is a quick option that's really delicious. But it's really great. So you make it in the air fryer, and we actually have one on the way right now, so I can't wait to show our audience what that looks like. But we've got Greek yogurt, so it's very protein packed, and that's going to be the binding ingredient, and then self-rising flour. So
easy.
2 ingredients, very simple. But if you didn't have the self-rising flour, you can just do regular flour and baking powder. So cool. Yeah, pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and do 1 cup of Greek yogurt and 1 cup of flour. We pre-measured the flour out so that we don't have to spill it all over the kitchen. But Ross, I'll let you go ahead and fill up this measuring cup with the Greek yogurt.
Do I just use the spoon?
Just use the spoon and just make sure that it's even, because you have to make sure that these ingredients are equally measured. So, you know, no pressure. We're just hanging out watching Ross put the Greek yogurt into our measuring cup, and this is 1 cup. This makes 4 bagels, which is great. And so it sounds like we've got a bagel that's finished there in the oven, in the air fryer, I guess I should call it. It's a really great little air fryer. This is a mini air fryer. It probably would make about 2 bagels at once, but I'll go ahead and show you what it's gonna look like. Now you can make these more round, toasty, nice and hot. You can make it more round, but we just went ahead and did a little bit of a hole in the middle, and it's really just kind of like a bagel without the hole in it. You know,
even better.
So
More bagel.
More bagel. It looks great. So we're going to keep it nice and toasty while we're in here, but we'll show everybody how to make the dough. So looks great, Ross. If you want to, actually, we'll start with the dry ingredient and then we'll add the wet ingredient into it. So this is 1 cup of self-rising flour, already measured out, just to save us the hassle of having to clean up flour in the kitchen.
Love
That's
that.
my only qualm with baking is flour getting everywhere, you know. So I just usually grab a brownie mix if I can at home, instead of having to measure out all the different powders that happen in the kitchen, all the baking powders. All right, great. So we've got our flour in here. We're just going to make a nice little hole here, and then I'm going to scoop it in and.
That's exactly 1 cup.
That's exactly, 1 cup.
1 cup.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. So you can see it's very easy. I don't know. It's a fun one. This is a great thing. You can make like a big batch at home and put a bunch in the freezer, and you know you've got bagels and protein for days.
Love that. And if you want to do more, you just double.
You just double it. Yeah, double, triple, whatever you want to do. I'm going to let you go ahead and do the stirring there. So you just nice and easy. You just kind of fold the wet or the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. So it just takes your time, and it'll eventually get very sticky, and that's what we want in order to make these bagels. So you're doing a great job. How's it feel?
It feels great.
You're mixing it really well, and you just you can scrape the spatula on the edge of the bowl if you need to kind of get the dough off the side of it there. Yeah, just like that. you know, and if you ever want to give me the stirring back, I can.
I got this.
I think you're crushing it.
Got this.
But this is just a really fun and quick and easy breakfast option. And then if you like a bagel, like you mentioned, as a sandwich, you've got great things at home to make a sandwich. I love to put cream cheese and smoked salmon.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a breakfast, lunch, and dinner or
Oh, yeah.
snack time meal.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. You know, do you have a favorite kind of cream cheese?
There's different kinds.
There is, you know, I like to infuse my cream cheeses. So I do a lot of like chives and garlic and herb added into mine. You can buy it at the store, but I like to put a little extra touch in.
Jalapenos? Do they do a jalapeno
They
cream
do.
cheese? Love that.
And if they don't, we could do it too.
I like
you
that.
know, it's that easy.
I like that.
That's that easy. It's looking great. So yeah.
It's getting there.
It is getting there. So I'm going to give you a different task.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Time to eat the bagel.
Time to eat the bagel. But actually, we're going to do an egg wash on this one and we'll make them in everything bagel.
Okay, awesome.
So if you wouldn't mind just cracking this egg into there.
Perfect.
Into this little container, and then you're just going to whisk it up. And then I'll show you a really fun trick afterwards. So while you do that, I'm going to continue folding in this dough. You can see that there. It's just getting stickier, a little bit harder to mix, which is good because that's what we want. Well, that's the consistency that we want.
We're gonna whisk this guy up.
Just whisk it up, and you know what we're gonna do with the egg afterwards. And I guess this is an added ingredient because we're making them everything bagels. But this will make the everything but the bagel seasoning stick to it. Yeah, looking great. So we're just doing that. Mixing it up. The dough is getting a little bit harder to get that flour to stay in there, and that's perfect because that's exactly what we want. It's looking great, looking like dough. Can you believe it? Just 2 ingredients,
That's it.
and here we are.
Easy.
It would be 3 if we were using regular flour, because then we'd have to use baking powder. But either way, our dough is looking awesome.
And then if you don't have an air fryer, can you just throw this in an oven?
Throw it in the oven.
Easy.
Yeah, really easy. You can put the oven at 400 degrees, you know, bake it for 15 minutes or so. And
Nice.
you want to make sure the inside is crispy, but you know, the good news is if it's not, there's no egg in this.
Yeah.
Not saying you should eat it, but it's really simple to continue to make that. All right, great. So we've got our dough. It's looking good, and it's okay if like not everything is there. So the next fun piece of this is we've got our flour, and we're about to make a little bit of a mess in here. I'm going to show you what we're doing next. We can just throw
Kim,
that down.
do you know what kind of bagels fly?
Yes, a plain bagel.
You got it. You got it. I saw those wheels turning in that head. Yep,
I
a
had to
plain
think about
bagel.
it. You know, so I love dad jokes.
Yeah.
I looked up a dad joke yesterday, and that was the one that I looked up.
Oh, no way. Nice.
Not intentional for today, but here we go. We're just going to throw some flour down on our, because even though they're a little bit sticky, we just want to make sure that it doesn't stick to the surface here.
Right.
And then this is going to be the fun part where we get to be creative. We take the dough, dump it onto our surface. There it is. You're welcome to get in here, or I'll just
I think
do it.
you're crushing
I think I'll
this.
just do it. We roll it into a bowl, or a ball, just like that. And, you know, it's not going to stick to our surface, which is great because we have the flour now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can roll it into a ball just like that, and then you can do this. And if you want to make it a bagel shape, it will puff up and rise while you're cooking it.
Okay.
You know, that's not my best bagel shape there, but
That's beautiful.
you know, we'll just
It's
make it
beautiful.
look pretty. So that's how we do our first bagel.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do, and actually you can grab that spoon right there in the Greek yogurt. It's okay that it's got a little bit of Greek yogurt on it. We'll take this knife here, just scrape some of that off, just like that. And then what we're going to do is just take a little bit of this egg wash. And if you had like a paper towel, you can sometimes use that to spread it around. But I'm just getting down and dirty on this wonderful Tuesday morning. And just do a little bit of that. Spread it around, and then Ross, here's what you can do. You ready for this?
Ready.
You can sprinkle the everything but the bagel seasoning on the top of that.
Love it.
Just like that. I'm gonna continue to roll this next set right here. We're just gonna roll it in, make it into a ball. Now if it gets a little bit sticky, that's okay. You just kind of add more flour into it. Looking great. Looking great.
Love it.
Awesome. So, and we can show what it would look like when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing a,
You're gonna do a heart shape. You're gonna do a Valentine's Day heart shape bagel.
you know,
here?
the dough is not quite as malleable as like a traditional dough, but we can try. You know, for all those lovers out there.
That's it.
Right. There's one more, and then if you wanted to.
I got it.
All right. We're doing good. Yep. This is just how it turns out. Pretty easy. looking great. I'll rub my fingers on it since I don't want to.
I like to
don't want to dirty your hands.
I'm a little weirdo that likes to keep his hands clean.
Awesome. These are things that I like to do on the weekends if I'm not out on the hill, which
it probably tastes so much better than one out of a bag, right?
It does. It really does.
Yeah,
it's actually nice
fresh.
and light and fluffy. It's not as dense as a traditional bagel, and it's just great. And they're mini guys, so you're not super stuffed when you're finished eating them.
So you can have 4 or 5 and feel good about yourself.
It's true, exactly. All right. Well, our bagels are looking good, minus this last one. There we go. So it makes about 4. You know, if I had evenly distributed the dough a little bit better, you know, we can make them more aesthetically pleasing. But they are pretty darn delicious. I cannot wait to show the audience what these will look like. But then you pop them in the air fryer at about 300 and you let them bake for about, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to 12 minutes. And then you've got a perfect mini bagel. So it's going to be quite delicious. We'll show them off later in the show. But this is how you get started, and you get to rock and roll with them.
Easy.
So I am so excited. These bagels look great. They look more like a homemade biscuit because they are just risen. They look delicious, as you can see, with the egg wash nice and golden on the tops. And then we've got one that were popped here in the delicious toaster. So I'm going to try this and enjoy my breakfast. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. Explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that June is National Candy Month? Well, if you're someone who has a perpetual sweet tooth like myself, then you love celebrating this national month. And we're going to give you a great interview on how you can celebrate the month.
It is National Candy Month, and I have the honor of speaking with Carly Schildhaus, the spokesperson for the National Confectioners Association, the NCA. Good morning, Carly.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and happy National Candy Month.
Absolutely. Well, let's start talking. You have got such a sweet job as the spokesperson. What exactly does that entail?
So the National Confectioners Association is the trade association that represents the people who make chocolate, candy, gum, and mints here in the United States. So we're advocating for them. And of course, they're doing such incredible work to make sure that everybody across the U.S. and around the world gets to enjoy treats.
It's all about that happy, balanced lifestyle. I love it. Now, what is America's favorite sweet treat right now?
Oh, that's such a good question. We did the hard research so you don't have to figure out America's favorite summer treats. Of course, chocolate is always in the mix. Something like a s'more or even just enjoying it on its own in the summer is a classic favorite. But the other 4 treats that round out the top 5 are ones that can really take the heat. So things like gummy candy, hard candies, lollipops, and the classic boardwalk favorite of taffy are perfect for summer.
Wonderful. Now, there was recently an expo, and there were some things that came out of that. What kind of sweets and snacks were featured at the expo? Anything new out there?
Oh, there's so much that is new. Innovation is really at the heart of the confectionery industry. So many products were brand new and exciting right alongside classic favorites. So different things that we saw as trends, occasions are really big. So whether that's a product that is specific to a celebration, a candy, what we call a candy moment, or packaging that will help you, share with people depending on what you're celebrating and how you're enjoying it. A lot of what we called multi-sensory experiences, so products that have a combination of textures or flavors that you might not expect. So, for example, freeze-dried candy was a big trend in the texture space. And then for flavors, we're seeing a lot of sweet and heat together. So bringing some spicy into the candy aisle. And then, of course, everyone wants to know what is going to be the next big trend on social media. We see on TikTok and Instagram, so many trends are focused around candy because of how naturally innovative the products are. They really lend themselves to trending and for people to want to enjoy them with others and share them with others. So we saw a lot of products that will be perfect for social.
I know in the culinary world, there's a lot that goes on with different shapes. When you do desserts, different shapes and the pairings. And like you said, the spicy stuff that comes in and out. So you've got that salty, sweet, savory kind of mix. But you can't eat candy without a huge smile on your face. What is that connection between candy and emotional well-being?
It's such a good question. Like you said, chocolate and candy really have this ability to bring a smile to someone's face, to brighten perspectives and, lighten different experiences and enhance occasions. But, at the same time, people really do understand that chocolate and candy are treats. In the US, people eat chocolate and candy about 2 to 3 times per week, which averages just 40 calories and 1 teaspoon of added sugar per day, which really just goes to show that people do get this idea that chocolate and candy are treats.
Now, are you seeing, with the focus on trying to decrease a little bit of the sugar that's in our diets, are there any substitutions or things that are taking place now in the recipes for some of these chocolate items, or just sweet treats in general?
Yeah, that's such a great question. America's chocolate and candy companies really look to meet consumers where they want to be met. And so that means for people who are managing their sugar intake, that might mean a smaller pack size or having a variety of packaging options so that people can, maybe enjoy a small treat or have a package that they can reseal. But it also means meeting some different dietary preferences or needs, as well as different flavor preferences. So all of that is encompassed within the innovation that we see throughout the industry in so many different ways.
Yeah, and you spoke earlier when we talked about the different types of sweets that are out there right now. A lot of them cause us as adults to regress back to childhood and remember some of those childhood memories when we eat some of the things like the taffy from the boardwalk and certain things like that. Are you seeing any changes in packaging or kind of going back to that retro type of thing to attract a different clientele or just keep people engaged overall?
I mean, nostalgia is very hot right now. We like to call it nostalgia because it's a lot of companies that are taking a classic product and putting a unique spin on it to modernize it so that people can enjoy it right alongside their classic favorites. If people like a certain flavor profile or a certain product, they might also like this other product that's similar to it. And like you said, people have such a strong connection to chocolate and candy. A lot of that is tied up in some nostalgia. So whether it's something from their childhood or a particular treat that they loved as part of a certain experience, they're looking for those connections.
Carly, where can people go to find out a little more about the Confectioners Association and those treats that are out there?
Yeah, for tips for treating and so many more resources, visit nationalcandymonth.com. And then please join the conversation on social media using the hashtag National Candy Month.
Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today, Carly. We look forward to seeing more of those sweet treats that come out there from the next expo.
Thank you so much for having me. And again, have a great National Candy Month.
Well, if you've got a sweet tooth, this is the month to have it. National Candy Month.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long.
This is the one that works.
Starting on one side, peel off to expose adhesive and affix it beneath your earlobe. Stretch the strip around the back of your neck until it reaches the other side. Remove the white backing from the other end of the strip and attach under the other earlobe. Go ahead and take your hair down.
Wow, look at that! Necklace really is the one that works.
Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Oh wow, to fight 6 years off in here.
Well, I like it. It's like a mini facelift.
Oh, it totally works.
Think I need a box or two.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning in to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely inspired to check my insurance policies, to get a massage, maybe do some cupping to relieve some of the pressure that I feel on my bad shoulder, as well as step into the kitchen, get an air fryer first, make some delicious bagels, and then, of course, celebrate National Candy Month. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow morning for your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail, because we love getting to be here to bring you some great community information. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and we'll see you soon.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer